each week at It's Happening Out, we ask our hosts about what is important to them. And we know what's important to John, but we'll see. But the twist is that it must be in just 30 seconds or you'll hear bing. I hate that bell and I'm not going to bring it out. So I'm not. I really have PTSD. And folks at home, send an email or something to Al. Like he really abuses this Latina every week with that damn bell. So I'll say ding. All right. We call this segment What's on Your Mind, sponsored by Jets Pizza. I love Jets Pizza. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, I'm failing.
Is incredible. Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice. And what's on our mind is a deep dish Detroit style pizza. Or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust that Jonathan Castañas is holding right now. Jets Pizza has been with It's Happening Out for 4 years, and their Bigger is Better campaign captured our attention. And of course, they're talking about their slices. What did you think I was talking about? Jets supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits with more than 400 locations nationwide. You can't eat that now, John. They are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America. And that is why Jets Pizza is our sponsor of What's on My Mind. So let's begin with the lovely, the beacon of light. Don't you love that, Becca?
Yes,
When Auntie Mame was a short little meme, right? And she was a pain in the ass to you. Did you ever think that she was going to be a beacon of light? And like she was going to bring hope to a whole community? That's because of you. All right. Auntie Mame.
You're too good.
What is on your mind?
Today on my mind is queer love. Saturday will be my 5th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Me and my husband, we've been together for going on 9 years. And I want people to realize that that's a thing, right? I want queer people to realize that that's a thing. I know that we are in a very unusual time where a lot of times people are questioning like love and relationships and if that works. And this is not me like knocking, like open relationships or things like that, but I just want people to realize that, if that's a thing that you want in life, you do not have to be cis, right? You can be queer men, you can fall in love, you can be queer women and fall in love. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I love him so very much. He is we've had a difficult week, and not because of us, but because of some stuff going on in our house with one of our pets. And it's one of those things that reminds you always, right? Like, this is why I'm in this, right? Like, this is that shoulder I need. This is that person I need to cry with and to be with. And yeah, I just, we always call it, so at the theater, right? Because we have our names, right? I'm Auntie Mame. He's Uncle Kiyoki.
Oh, I love that.
So that's what we call him. So Uncle Kiyoki, I love you. Happy anniversary. So yeah, that's what's on my mind.
I love that.
Today.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Auntie Mame, and happy anniversary. It's weird, and it's a funky thing, and you will experience this once you get married. It's weird when you have that piece of paper. I know it's just a piece of paper, right? I understand, and mind you, as gay folk, as queer folk, we never expected that to even pass, right? So it's like sprinkles on this cake that we get to get married, right? But when you sign this paper, all of a sudden somebody else, by law, has your back, right?
Really?
Like one of the things that I told Teresa in our vows was like, so if I kill somebody, you've got to help me bury the body, and you can't tell nobody.
And you can't testify against me.
You can't testify against me.
You can't do it.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh my God.
But so what's so
That's good
amazing about this
information.
love is that same documentary that talked about the gay liberation in Stonewall. The person who was in charge, the president of the organization, began with M, no, it was M, during the 1969, during the riots, where they were saying that at the time, not to fear straight folks, the gay folks only wanted liberation. They did not want marriage now. Imagine how far we've come. And imagine what would have happened if at that moment that gay LGBTQ folks would have said, you know what, we want our freedom and we want our marriage. And not to rain on it, I hate to be Al.
Oh, I love it.
I hate to be Al, but if we as black folks would have said, well, the moment we got our ability to be free, we want all of it, give it to us now, we may not be in a situation now where we are. If if we would have said we want it now, we want all of these things with the same issue, we may not have.
Because the people who threw the first bricks and everything weren't even represented at that time. Think about it. The T wasn't even a part of the acronym. It wasn't even thought of. It wasn't even, it was, so they're fighting while not being seen. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
So I applaud. Although Faye was like, hey, y'all married folks, what y'all like about this paper where I was excluded in the conversation? I had to throw myself in the conversation.
No, because I want all my friends to be married. That's
Me
what I'm trying to
too.
say. Like, I want happiness for everybody.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like,
so hook a brother up, because you're the best wingman. You're the best
tell me that. You know, I know a lot. I know a lot of people. Don't start
We'll get you married by the end of the year, right, Auntie?
I could very easily.
By the end of the year.
End of the year.
Oh, shit.
Tell on.
Are you ready for this?
Tell on. You're going to sing at my wedding.
Queen.
Mame is going to do the officiating. You're going to sing it, and she be my best man.
I'm
And
down.
we're done. Yeah,
In
right.
leather.
I can do officiating and
In
singing.
leather.
What are y'all talking about? You gotta have Jonathan there. I can do
Yeah,
both.
but I do it for free.
I want to- All right, Jonathan Castañas, what's on your mind, Papi? Aside from
Well,
trying to get a
what's-
gig.
Mine ain't
I
gonna
said
have
I'll do it
4
for.
feet.
I said I'll do it for free. I got enough gigs. Speaking of gigs,
Woo, yes.
All right, I love
speaking
it.
of
That's
gigs,
so
I got
exciting.
a Mega
You said
Wolf.
gigs, not dicks, right?
No.
Okay.
Speaking of dicks, though,
No.
I've got a very small dick. No, speaking of gigs, Mega Wolf is coming to NYC. Your boy's hosting. So I know you guys aren't gonna come,
It's
but you need to
huge.
spread it to your friends.
Right.
Honestly, it's gonna be in Ego NYC. I'm gonna be singing. I got a single out. You know about my single.
Y'all
I
need to
know
go
you're
listen
single.
to this song,
I know
by
you're
the
single.
way.
It's real cute. It's actually with Glow Vibes. I'm just featuring on it, but it's still very, very fun. It's doing very, very well in the charts, which is very surprising to me because I never charted in my life. So that's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yes!
What's the name of the
It's
song?
called Please Don't Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a cover of Please Don't Go. Alex Ramos did a really cool remix. Actually, it hits
Nice.
so hard, and he's from right here in South
He
Florida.
is
So
an
please
amazing
support.
DJ.
Please stream it. It got #2 on the streaming charts. Which is pretty
Well,
fucking
here's
amazing.
here's the thing. It's relatable and it's something that we've heard. You know, like you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is catchy, right? So I'm at Ulta the other day. Hi, Yaya. She's the one who does my makeup.
Hi,
And so-
Yaya.
She's incredible. Ayana Rodriguez, don't mess with her. She could paint. Anyway, so I'm there, and all of a sudden I'm like, that's John. That's Jonathan. I'm like, wait a minute. I put my phone up, and I'm like, please don't go. It's John. Right? And I was just like so excited for him. You would have thought it was.
When
like
you
the
said that, I
mom-
was like, nah. I was like, nah. And then I text Glow Vibes. I was like, yo, could it have played at fucking Ulta of all places? He's like, yeah, I did a campaign. And apparently it's like, you know, hitting the stores and
That's
DJs
nice.
are picking it up. And,
So again, you get the round because it makes you feel good when it hits home.
It's a good version.
And we
It's
see you,
fun.
and we know that you're a performer. We seen you at the Pride here in Hollywood, where you took the stage and you did
I
other things.
did. That was
And so-
very
so-
scary. Yeah. So you know what? Big things. You know, I'm gonna keep it moving and move on to the next project.
What's the
And
name of the
hopefully,
party? What's the name of the party?
it's called Mega Wolf. I
Mega Wolf.
hosted. I tour.
Is it just for bears?
No, it's for everyone. It's for
Okay.
bears, chubs,
Love it.
and for elimination apparently.
I saw a picture of
It's
you.
on, it's
I
on.
saw a picture of you,
Bear.
John. I think it was just like your story yesterday, where you just had a little towel and you were laid on your side.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's how it was holding on for dear life. And it was like a hand towel, folks. It was not like
I still don't know what I'm gonna wear. Hopefully, I'll wear something like this, as you can see on the screen behind me. Hopefully, I'll wear something like
that's
that.
hot.
That's nice.
If not, I'll wear less. You know,
Less?
we stay.
Yeah,
I'm
me-
here for the last.
hit
I'm
me
here for
up.
the last.
Hit me
Yes.
up. Less is just a thong or something. Hit me up on one
okay.
huge long name.
Oh my God, we should get you one of those posting
Which way is it?
songs from like
Right here. Let me know what I should wear.
I love it.
And come out if you want, man. My friends, honestly, if you're in New York, like I'll get you to the door. You don't have to pay the $30 charge. I swear to you.
To
So,
all my
Yeah,
New York
so- Ooh.
Wow, I'm gonna tell everybody.
friends.
Elimination, my brother, my kinky brother.
Woo.
On your mic.
Oh my gosh, it feels so good not to have the white man trying to stifle our vote. Like our voice, like Jesus. Like I'm like,
Oh.
I don't even know. Like Jesus. So I'm not even gonna talk about the moment that I had looking in the mirror and I realized all this gray hair in my hair. I won't even talk about that what the edge moment that was. But what I am gonna talk about, because of all this melanated beautifulness, is the beautiful folks who just got recognized for a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Ooh,
Yes,
And
yes,
let's talk
right.
about
Yes.
let's talk about these folks who have supported our community. Tony Braxton,
Yep.
who has gotten
Oh.
a star. Kerry Washington, who's getting a star. Brandy, who's getting a star. Shirley Ralph, who's done a million. I want to say million years. That might date her.
$1 million.
But she's done lots and lots and lots of years of age foundational
Emmy winner.
research and Emmy winner. I mean,
Yes.
and has been around and done her work in the community. Let's talk about Angie Martinez, who's
Yes.
getting a star. You know,
That was why I got into radio, bitch. Okay,
Carl
because I was in
Weathers
New
is
York
getting a
listening to
star.
Angie Martinez, and I was just like, girl, she's brown, she's Puerto Rican like me, she's on the radio, and no one's telling her to be quiet.
let's
I
talk
want
about
to be
that.
her, you know?
And let's talk about how these folks have been so instrumental in just the LGBT. Like, besides their makeup, they do more than just hire makeup. They're in the prize. You see Tony performing. You see Brandy there. Dr. Dre's getting a star. Who'd have ever thought that someone who was got into a Supreme Court ruling with 2 Live Crew and all of them,
Right.
where they were at the police type thing, where they are now getting a star.
You mentioned 5 incredible people, right? And I'm surprised that most of these people haven't gotten a star before.
So
You know what I mean?
let me
Like,
let me.
Are
give
we
you
talking
one-
about
Let me
which
blow your
kind of star are
mind.
we talking about?
the Walk
The
of
Hollywood
Fame.
Walk of
Hollywood,
Fame.
really? That's
Yeah.
huge.
So, no, let me blow your mind. Otis Redding next year will finally
Stop.
get a star.
Stop.
Him and Chadwick
real.
Boseman. Him and Chadwick,
That's so
they're now
cute.
getting their star
They are
posthumous,
doing
but they
our black
are
and brown folks
so-
wrong. I mean, that's what's
Otis
going on.
Redding
should have
Come
been
on.
on there.
It should have been. And so I wanted to bring this up because, again, we talk about how far we've come and how little we've gone. we've come a lot of ways. So we don't have the TV shows where the white guys always dominating the women and you don't see a lot of black and brown. We now got commercials where there are same gender loving folks inside of a commercial. There's mixed marriages, there's Latina folks on there, there's black folks, there's all of the representation, and representation matters. And imagine where our lives could have been if we would have known more folks who had stars on the Walk of Fame, who had shows. Diane Carroll held it down for forever. Imagine where we would have been. So what's on my mind is realizing we're finally, little steps, getting seen and being included. But we got Kennedy Center honors, Dionne Warwick. Can you imagine? Dionne Warwick finally getting a Kennedy Center honor.
She's finally just getting her flowers. I'm like, how is this?
After all these years. And she crossed over so long. Like, she was one of those artists who crossed over.
That's what Friends Are For, right? It's her too.
That was her. But I mean, Walk On By, like she literally was in the pop.
She's been on the top.
She's been on the top.
And now,
with Burt Bacharach, and she crossed over. Queen Latifah's finally getting a Kennedy honor. Again, actress, mogul, rapper, entrepreneur, like
Jersey girl.
all of this, you know. So that's on my mind. And thank you for not closing my voice. Thank you for not shutting me down. Because at the end of the day, I was just going to talk about how I looked in the mirror and how all this damn gray hair, I had no idea where it came
Thanks
from.
for reminding me.
Oh my God, you're right.
I don't see no gray.
Just because you adjacent don't mean you got to do that. Hold on.
All I see is some salt, Henny. I don't see no gray.
I love you for that, Auntie, man. But yeah, so I think let's recognize our people. Let's recognize the diversity and giving the folks, as you mentioned, Angie, again, a rapper, a radio star. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Her cameo.
Yep.
And Ladies Night. That's how I found her. And I'm like, oh, I love her. Let me find her on the radio.
Yeah.
On it. So yeah.
Set it off. She got its own
girl.
Hollywood star.
Thank you so much for sharing
Yes,
that with us,
thank you,
Elimination.
thank you.
Yes.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.